What is up, everybody? I'm Andrew, and I'm bringing you guys the part 2 of What If I Was Reborn in the Sonic Universe. Now, just as I explained in the previous video, I was incredibly bored. I have incredible amounts of boredom in my mind. Basically, I could not think anything else but just me being bored. Of course, I thought of doing some things, but I've already done them multiple times. It's been multiple years, and every time I've done something new, it's just same old. So I said, why not just fight the universes that I created? Maybe that version of Sonic that I gave access to not only the Chaos Emeralds but also Emerald, so Emeralds and some of my other abilities. I'll then decide to fight Sonic, but of course I need to be serious because I want him to fight him at full strength. Eventually, that Master Emerald in that universe is incredibly powerful, but eventually I'll use it so I can teleport it there. Of course, I can sense a portion of my force power in it, so I'll use it to partly go there. Eventually, I'll appear in that universe. Eventually, I'll then face off against Sonic as I'll give him his Super Sonic Phase 3. And I tell him to fight me at full power. If not, I'm gonna kill everyone he sees right now. Of course, Sonic being struck by my words, I'll charge up a blast so I can prove my point. But Sonic will punch me, but I'll just not even flinch. And then we'll continue our brawl. Seemingly, as Sonic does not even stand a chance against me as I continue to pummel him to the ground, telling him to fight more seriously. But Sonic tries to mock me, but I cannot be tricked so easily, so I was able to punch Sonic, sending him flying, making him bleed a little. I tell Sonic to take things seriously or else everyone's gonna die. I was serious about this. If wondering, I want to practically push Sonic to a brink of his breaking point so I can push him to have his limits broken. So I want to see how powerful he became. And eventually, Sonic would rush at me with more power, but not something to improve on. Eventually, we'll fight against one another, but seemingly I'll easily able to overpower him. Even when Sonic uses Excalibur, he's no match to my power as well. I will tell Sonic that if he really wants the Earth to die so quick, then it's his fault. I'll charge up a Kamehameha, but Sonic using his fast speed was able to kick me in the back and able to cancel out my Kamehameha. With me being a little bit surprised by Sonic's speed. Eventually I'll push him to the ground as he'll be knocked back to base. Anyone will try to defend Sonic, but I'll prepare to fight all of them. Seemingly I have no problem doing so. Eventually Sonic will power up as he'll go into his Super Sonic Phase 4. As I'll just smirk at a transformation. Eventually both me and Sonic will continue our fight. But it's still no use as Sonic is not even almost closing the gap. He's closing it a little bit, but not fast enough. Eventually I'll be able to knock Sonic off balance as I was able to trap him off one of my skills, the orange that I was able to create. Eventually I'll charge up a Kamehameha. It hurts me to destroy this universe, but I know I can reset it just in time. So I'll blast a Big Bang Kamehameha and the entire Mobius and the entire planet Earth will be destroyed. As Sonic stands there while we are on the moon with me city and waiting for Sonic's move. Sonic being enraged as his Werehog arm starts to grow bigger and bigger. One of his eyes becomes dark red, dark black. Sonic then roars with dark eyes around him as Sonic begins like an Zorro image of a hedgehog. With me looking at him and time to prepare to fight. With him telling me that I'm gonna pay for everything that I've done with my life. I will just look emotionally at Sonic as I tell him to bring it on. And with a powerful punch, I'll send Sonic flying. So I'll then create a giant sphere of power as you send to my location. But I'll just kick it away to Sonic's location. But Sonic will be able to dodge and eventually teleport to me to try attacking me. Well, easy able to block most of the attack. Eventually using my Susanoo to overpower him even more. Eventually I'll be able to send Sonic to another planet flying as he goes unconscious for a little bit. I'll then sigh as I'll use a special technique which I call it the Dark Barrier, which I have seen many evil beings inside there. With me telling Sonic that it was a good battle while it lasted. As Sonic remembers all his friends, Sonic then roars one more time as he's surrounded by a white aura. This throws Sonic back to his Super Sonic Phase 4 as he powers up a lot more as his power skyrockets. I'll be incredibly surprised by an attack. Eventually, our battle will be immense as we will be traveling from universe to universe with seemingly incredible speed. I wish you would have charged up a big bang, Kamehameha, is all fired at Sonic, but Sonic was able to dodge it, but it would cause the entire universe to be destroyed once again. Eventually, both of us would continue to fight. It's simply our battles will almost destroying the universe that I created, but I was able to restore one just in case. Eventually, Sonic was able to use the power of the Solar Remotes and the Chaos Emeralds to create the entire universal Kamehameha. With me firing on my own Big Bang Kamehameha, my Big Bang Kamehameha is not enough to match the universal Kamehameha. Eventually, I was able to block the attack, but eventually Sonic was able to push himself beyond his limits and try and fight me. Remembering about Charles' death from his timeline, from his universe, Sonic roars in power is increase the power of the Kamehameha, engulfing me but not killing me. Eventually, we still arrive on the moon, as Sonic, as the emeralds and the suns are spread throughout the universe. While Sonic will be laying there, seemingly exhausted and injured and bleeding. Sonic will ask me to show up, knowing that I'm still alive. I'll then appear, as I tell Sonic that it was an incredibly good fight. And I know this must end. Sonic is preparing to, thinking that I could kill him, but I'll just use my two fingers and put him into right staying position as I will restore everything back to normal. Surprising Sonic is as he shouts and screams in surprise, with me just chuckling and telling Sonic that was an incredibly good fight, and I wish to fight him in the future with no casualties. Sonic tell, tells me why I did that, with me telling him that I want to test my power against one of my strongest morals that I created. When Sonic should be surprised, I tell Sonic that I'm practically his creator, but I'm in some way his father as well. With Sonic being incredibly surprised by me, eventually, I'll tell him that Shadow is alive in another dimension, training so he can match the new power. With Sonic, of course, nodding is I wish you good luck. Eventually, going back to my realm is outside and think to myself, this was incredibly good and satisfying battle. But it didn't last as long as I thought it would be. Well, guess I shouldn't be that surprised. I'm practically strongest and practically the son of Exeter. So I guess that would make sense that I'm this strong. Eventually, multiple years would have passed, with me eventually encountering Shadow. I'm eventually able to feel that Shadow has achieved a new stage of power. His super form phase 5, with me able to practically notice that Shadow has become more powerful than ever before. With me reviving Shadow is now sent back to his own time. Eventually, I'll just look up to the sky and think maybe it's time for me to train even further. Eventually, I'll continue to train as I'm able to achieve my Shattuck. If we're wondering, yes, I'll call myself Shattuck since I want to keep that name to be specific, and that'll be my Mobian name. Eventually, I'm able to achieve my Super Shattuck Phase 5, being one of my strongest transformation, but not my limit currently. I can also use Cow Cannon on top of the transformation in even explosion mode. If you wondering what is explosion mode, it's practically a mode where I can use all my power, but also a boost of my ki and many other abilities within it. I have also created multiple other techniques like the Infinite Galaxy Attack, which practically allows me to use an entirely different universe, which is completely out of life for a full power attack. I can also use a Dragon Fist, and so is this timeline of Sonic, which I created. Guasho can use Big Bang Attack and many other GS techniques alongside Crystallized Big Bang, while Sonic can use True Kamehameha, which is incredibly powerful. Eventually, both Sonic and Shadow would reunite themselves, and eventually able to feel that they were able to achieve a new form of power. Of course, I would not mind it. Due to them, eventually, eventually I will feel that something is happening in the realm of hell. Eventually, as I'll teleport myself, Sonic, and Shadow there, as we both see as Demiros, as an ancient demon that exists in my universes, trying to destroy them. With me encountering them, as we fight. But similarly, as I was stabbed by some woman, as I will start to bleed, my life will start to drain on my body. I cannot keep my hold of myself in the hell for too long as I'll disappear and wish Sonic and Shadow good luck. Eventually, both of them were able to defeat Devil Doors as both of them would access my Super Shark Phase 4. I could have not achieved it, but since they used their fusion, I was practically connected to the Shattuck fusion due to me being Shattuck itself. And eventually, I was able to access the transformation. Eventually, both Shadow and Sonic go to a living to a realm between life and death. Being my realm, I'll appear in front of them with my new form. Because I'll tell them, it's time to go home, guys. Good luck. With both of them nodding as they go back to their own time. Well, guys, this is the end of this part. Make sure to see you next time, everyone. Bye.